live that I'm going to be doing today. I mean, you consider yourself a lucky one. But I've been working on new technologies and things that I want to accomplish. And the first one is going to be a machine that addresses some issues. Anything that you're going to see right now is just pure prototype. And I may not be showing you much, but, you know, maybe ATs, right? So the first thing that I want to address is that I'm working on a product that is going to allow you to actually have full control of the machine in terms of sanitizing your machine, also servicing the machine. If you have to, make something, change something, upgrade something, you could do it yourself. So it's going to be a machine that basically allows the user to have full control on how you configure your machine. It is also going to be a product that is going to kind of like allow you to have several machines by only buying one machine, if that makes sense. So I've been teasing a couple of things, and I think that I have something to show you right now. It's not final, and this is just a very rough prototype, as you guys know. But I'm going to flip the screen, and sorry for my mess here. It's going to be easier for me to just do this. So some of you guys have seen this new contraption that I have right here, 3D printed. It's obviously a very rough prototype, but I've been toying with the idea of making a machine that has no buttons, this is kind of like a rough concept of what I've been working on. I actually designed the font, the whole interface, and I'm pretty happy with the way it works. So the idea is to bring you guys a product in the future that it's actually better than buttons. And in order to do that, there are a lot of things that are being worked on right now. For that reason alone, consider this thing a prototype and a kind of like maybe far-fetched from the final thing. But what we have right here is going to be a machine that no buttons. There's only one button here, and this is, again, is a prototype button. Obviously, that's not going to be there. This is a kill switch button, meaning that this button is going to allow you to turn the machine off completely and turning the machine on. But also, this button is going to have a lot of functionality. So, and I'll show you right now. Well, first of all, I want to show you the main feature of this machine, and it is the fact that this machine, you're going to operate it basically with a screen. So we have something here that also is kind of like a prototype as well, grip. So basically this machine, to turn it on, you just simply hold the button on the screen, and as you see, the machine is running. Let me just put a cartridge. Let me see if I find a cartridge here at home. I have one here. Sorry, this is a banged up cartridge that I use for a lot of the tests. So I think I bent the needle, but whatever. You can actually see right now. And if I tap, I turn the machine off. As you can see, the machine turned off. So it's super, super simple. Now, your question is going to be, will this work with gloves, and will this work, being bagged? And again, the screen is still pretty glitchy because we're still programming the regions and all that stuff. But I'm going to show you something right now. So I'm going to put a glove to begin with and show you a little bit of that. So right now I have gloves, as you can see. I got gloves. And I'm going to be using the prototype of the Ergo Shield. This is what a prototype of the Ergo Shield works. So I'm going to put it in this machine just to demonstrate how this thing is going to work. So we have to design the screen. All right, so that was the main challenge and the reason why it took so long. We have to design the screen because to find a screen off the shelf that would actually allow us to do what we wanted from the get-go, at least we couldn't find one, and we just actually configure not only the size of the screen, the shape of the screen, but also the driver of the screen. And this screen, if this actually allows me, as you can see, can actually work with a bag and without, no problem. It turns on and off. Again, I'll do the same test that I was doing with the needle, and I'm going to show you. And again, if you guys wanted to see a prototype of the Ergo Shield, this is what it looked like after the final version. Oh, by the way, they are getting sold out as soon as we get pallets, guy. Thank you for trusting in this product. We got thousands of boxes, and we are sold out again, but we are getting more soon. So apologize for that. Trying to ramp up. So I am going to press the button here, and the machine, hold on one second, I need to put the grip better. There you go, hopefully it's gonna make less noise. So as you can see, let's just see if I can show the needle. This is the prototype cartridge. Let me just turn it on. Actually, let me remove this a little bit. Let me just show you without this, because this thing is actually all off center and it's causing the needle to hit at an angle. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take a chunk of bag from here. I'm gonna show you with a piece of bag over. There you go. That's gonna be even better. And I put a proper grip. I just destroyed the prototype. So hang on with me, because this is not the best part of the machine. This is not the best part of the machine, is about yet to come. So I just put a little bit of bag just to simulate, you know, this machine working. And as you can see, when it's red, it means off. When it's bright, it means the machine turns on. And by just simply tapping in here, I don't know if you can see that needle, and can turn on and turn off. And again, I'm just doing this, turning on and off. Right now I have a glitch with the ramp. So something that we're working on, the ramp that actually spikes up. So that's why I took the cartridge. And again, this is a rough prototype. So bear with me, not a final product in any mean. So you get it. So this thing actually works with gloves. I'm gonna remove this bag just for the sake of demonstrating this better. So what I'm working on right now is that the voltage actually gets increased like this way. And by the way, right now I have it set up in hertz. So you can actually read it right there, hertz. Tap it and turns on. And right now, see it turn off. That's because we're still calibrating the axis. So if you scroll into axis like this, into the diagonal, that thing happened right there. But again, just to show you the functionality, let me show you this thing right here right now. So I told you that this thing can also work with buttons. So I can actually turn it on by simply tapping in here. And I'm actually gonna remove the swipe option to increase. So what I'm gonna be doing is actually, there are gonna be 3 regions. When you tap here at the bottom, it goes up. When you tap right here at the top, it goes down, goes up. And when you tap in the center, the machine is gonna turn on and off. So getting rid of, this thing. I mean, actually it looks cool and everything, but sometimes if I do it to the side, see what I'm saying? It could do that. So getting rid of that function. And let me show you this feature right here. As you see, I press this button right now, and we can actually use this device in bank mode. This is something new that I always wanted to have in a machine, but now that it's touchscreen, this is gonna be a lot easier, because that means that you can have banks, and I have it configured in hertz right now, as you can see, but you can actually customize this in volt. So pretty much in bank mode, I can tap, the machine is working, by the way. So every time I tap in a bank, the machine goes to that, determined volt. And this is going to be faster than going up and down, because a lot of you guys may actually set up the machine to go, maybe you use, 7 volts, 8.5, and maybe 9.5, and that's all you set up. And you're going to be able to actually configure each bank independently. So let's say you want to configure a bank. So what you're going to do is you're going to hold the finger there, and now that particular bank expands, and it allows you to tap and say, I want bank 2 to be 110 hertz. Now it says there, swipe up to save. Most likely I'm gonna make this hold to save rather than swipe up. See, and I configured it 110, right? So let's say this last option, I want it to be, 80 hertz. Sorry, let me just tap in there. Expands, stop, and we're gonna make that bank 80 hertz. And now swipe up, and now the bank is 80 hertz. So now I have configured, let's say I want this top bank to be another speed. Tap in there, and I want this to be, 140 hertz. Now we swipe up, but it's gonna be pressed most likely. And let's say these are my speeds that I wanna work with. So right now I have configured banks that every time I tap it in a bank, it goes just straight to the voltage without you actually having to, and I'm actually, we working on the ramp because the different speed, the ramp is not calibrated to start the cartridge yet, but just to show you the functionality. So the moment you trigger any of the bank, you jump straight into the speed in the machine. Right? Cannot see much with this needle. But anyway, that's how bank mode works. Now, if you hold it, now you enter e-give. And to change the give is simply so another thing is that that's going to be how you access the menu. So now accessing the menu is way easy, you know. You just tap this button right there, which is going to be a lot nicer. You can start the timer too and reset it. I'm going to start the timer, and if I start the timer, it's going to start counting there. As you can see, I can stop the timer. And I can reset the timer. I think to reset the timer, I have to hold it. I don't know if we programmed that. No, I don't think we have that. Oh, yeah, there you go. You hold it, it resets. Stop it. And every time you press this thing, you can enter a bank. But if at any moment you want to exit, all you do is just like your phone. You just swipe up and you go back to the home screen. So let's recap what I've just done. So simply, I want to work on bank mode, right? Or, I mean, I can start the machine on and off by simply tapping on the screen. And also I can work on bank mode, holding this 1, 2, and it enters bank mode. Now, once in bank mode, I can actually tap in the different parameters. And basically I can operate my whole machine like that, you know, all the time. I can operate it like this with no problem. I don't need anything else. And this may be everything that I want to use. I'm probably gonna put double tap to exit the bank so you can actually go back to the home screen, but I believe that right now we don't have that function in this version. So right now I believe the way it is yeah, you have to go to an option and exit. So I'm fixing that right now, working on that. But again, it's a product that I've been working for a while. I mean, the screen and everything is gonna change. It's gonna be a little bit different. I'm removing the up and down like that swipe by simply having a push here to go up and center. That works actually flawlessly so far in this version, and we're making it even more sensitive. So far this thing can actually work with a bunch of layers of bag. I mean, let me see. I'm just gonna put a bundle here of, and as you can see, it turned off. Like, and I have like, this is a thick bag and I have it all bundled up. So in terms of working, it just works, you know, even with thick bags and everything. So this is the reason why, you know, we have to make this screen ourselves, make the driver, and because, you know, we have to design a machine, a screen to be covered with touch, with gloves, you know, water, ointment, and all that stuff. So that's that. Now let me show you what the best part of this project that I'm working on is going to be. And it is going to be the fact that I'm planning to release a machine that's going to come with several what we call motor capsules. So there is a tab right here that you see, and this tab, if you push it, your whole motor assembly comes off. And now we can sterilize the machine from the inside out. So this is a disassembly that requires no tool, and to change the strokes require no tools, because I'm planning to, most likely we're going to be using the brand new motor that we designed, which is actually the motor that we use on the FK1, because it's very resilient and it's not made out of plastic like this brushless motor from Faulhaber that's made out of plastic. And you know, a drop or something can sometimes, you know, be a little bit more fragile. It's more resilient. The new motor's made out of aluminum. The brushes are precious metal. It has a bunch of torque, and, you know, can actually sustain a couple of drops. That's actually amazing. So I'm still thinking if we should use Faulhaber or the other motor. Now, the other motor is brushed, but it has, in our test, actually bit longer life than this brushless motor. And when it comes to drop and resistant, it's much more resistant because the housing is actually made out of aluminum, which we customized that motor from the very beginning. So anyway, so this thing actually is what you actually use to swap the stroke, and the machine is going to come with two. Okay, so maybe it's going to be a 5 and a 4, or a 5 and a 3, or, you know, we'll figure it out. Now, to change your machine. All you do is that, it clicks and you're on. Just put your battery again, and now you're up and running with a complete different stroke. So you are going to be able to sanitize your machine, clean it if a cartridge blows up or something, by simply holding this thing and motor dropping. Now, the new version is going to have a stop, so you don't drop the motor accidentally, so we're working on that. It has like a detent where the motor just hangs in there, and then you got to pull with your fingers. So that's actually some of the things that I'm working on right now. But again, it's a long work in progress. I don't know if this is going to hit the market or not, because still we have to go through testing, prototyping, and I've been working on this for the past year and change. But again, a machine that can actually be converted really, really quick into a machine with a different stroke. My plan is to give you a machine with 2 motors. So if something goes wrong with a motor, you always have a backup. You're never going to have to send your machine. Let's say something happened to the motor, whatever. You just, send out or get a new one and pop the new motor, and you still have a machine. So most likely we're going to have different motor capsules with different strokes, the whole assembly. So you can basically have 4 machines by simply getting this thing, and it's not going to be very expensive. So I think it makes a lot of sense. Now, a lot of people ask why you don't design a machine with adjustable stroke. Well, the problem is that we actually have machines with adjustable strokes, and the swatch system is something that, we have a couple of models that we're running right now, prototyping, but they either vibrate too much, they either heat up or chew up the battery a lot. And because of that reason, I'm more leaning towards a dedicated machine, kind of like a jack of one tray than a jack of several trays that is a master of none. That's kind of like my mentality with this new project. And honestly, I don't know artists switching stroke in the middle of their tattoo. And even if you want to do it, it's not that hard just to do this and, pop a new one. So, and it's sanitary, The main goal with this machine that I'm designing is going to be that you can actually maintain the machine yourself, that you can clean it, from the inside out, that you can actually repair it, service it if service is needed. If ink goes inside the machine, you can service it yourself. And the best part is that I'm working with a brand new battery. So the battery life of this brand new machine, hopefully, if this battery can be finally tweaked to our specs, it's going to be about double per charge. So whatever you get is going to be double. So it's going to be a lot of capacity, and it is actually, this is going to be the long-lasting battery of any machine out there today. And because of the new motor, we are also able to bring consumption down. This machine, you can turn off the Bluetooth off completely if you want. And, it's pretty, my opinion, it's pretty flexible. It's pretty much everything you guys been wanting and asked for. So if you guys have any questions, please submit it here and I'll showcase them. There is actually a question mark right here in the live, and I'll be, happy to answer some of your questions. I don't know if anyone has a question. There are a lot of people entering right here. Let me see, I read some. People joining and watching. Changeable stroke, ink by Alex. Yes, this one you can change the whole thing. It's not going to be you performing operation. This one is you replace that capsule. We're going to give you a whole motor. We're going to give you a whole thing. We're going to give you redundancy. We're going to give you reliability, and it's going to be fast. And as all machines, I don't want to have to perform surgery on a machine. So I'm working on a system that it allows you to use your fingers only. Simple as this. And the best part is that, you will be able to get the body alone. Remember, our machines are modular. So if you already own a machine, you'll be able just to get this part, and basically have a new machine. As you guys remember, the modular line, all our machines are interchangeable. You're going to be able to use the Ergo Shield, and everything is swappable in between machines. So you may not need to actually buy a whole machine. You may need only this thing. And, I'll reveal the name of the machine at some point. Maybe some of you actually glanced it. So let me go back to the bottom of the thing. If you guys don't have any question, I'm going to actually, let me see if anyone has any question here. No questions. There's a little feature here. If you guys want to ask any question, or en español también, si tienen alguna pregunta. The Bluetooth. Yeah, someone asked that to a surfer, the Bluetooth. Which motor is used in the FK1? The motor used in the FK1 is a motor that we developed under Dark Lab, and it is a motor that uses bearings from Japan, best magnets out there. The housing is machined out of aluminum. It's made overseas, the motor. It's very resilient, and it basically, was designed in-house by our engineers. And some of you guys that have the FK1, I mean, you guys know how good and hard that motor hits. It just runs. All right, so let me give you a quick last tour on the battery portion. Again, this is a prototype because the battery is going to be a little bit different, and like I mentioned before, it's going to have twice the capacity. So again, excuse me if it glitches up. Very early stages of the software here. So we're on version, I think, 1.3 right now of the software. One of the things that I like, and I actually worked it out, I designed the interface, myself. I wanted to have, let me see if I have a cable here. Let me just do this here. I actually designed the whole numbers, these letters, like they're drawn by me, and I designed the battery. Let me just do it again. And I wanted to have a cool battery icon. Look at that. So when it charges, it shows that, I don't know, like just cool, it's the 3D icon. I freaking love it. That's right. But let me actually give you a quick tour of the menu. So once again, double tap. No, I'm sorry, I forgot. Hold, actually. Hold, and you enter in bank mode. You can actually go and select the bank, and the machine is going to go straight into the bank. And for those that just joined, yes, it works with the back over, and it's very responsive. So even if you double bag it, it just works, As you can see, like, let me see if it works like that. Oh my God, it even works like that with, like, I don't know, 20 million bags. So yeah, this thing is actually more reliable than buttons, to be honest with you. Now, you can actually configure a bank by holding the bank, customize it. Let's say we want this to be 90, swipe up, and now the bank is 90. So you can simply work off the screen, all day long, and not needing to actually go up and down in the vault. You set up 4 parameters and you're done. Now, let me actually show you the other part of the menu. Hold the button right here, and now we can go to the different gizmos, press again, and now you go to the foot switch section, turn on or off, so if you have a wireless foot switch, Bluetooth turn on or off. The timer, like I mentioned before, I'm going to reset it. I'm going to hold it. Actually, the new version has a buzzer, and you're going to hear sound feedback as well. The resolution, if you want to go up in volts by 10 hertz or 5 hertz, and also you have how you want to preview this thing. You want to preview in volts or hertz, and if I'm going to switch to volts, and what else it has, and the eGIF. Now, to swipe up, you actually exit the menu at any time. So let's say I'm in bank mode, and if I keep pressing, it jumps on the menu directly. So I can continue to press this button here, and at any time I do like this, and I exit and I go to the home screen. So just like pretty much like an iPhone. And we're still calibrating the sensitivity of the screen, but it works every single time. Another thing, I don't know if this one has it, I actually added functionality on and off the top button. See, you can start the machine on and off if you don't want to use the screen with the top button. So you also have that redundancy there. And right now, the way that the volts goes up is by swipe up, as you can see, 5.5 volts. But I'm changing it to be tap here to go up and down. I'm just going to remove the swipe option because, a lot of the times it gets confused with some other functions. I'm just going to remove it. I'm just going to do tap, unless you guys have some feedback on this thing. And again, you can always start with this button right here. And I'm still working on that. Even the battery icon, I designed it like cool and 3D-ish. So the interface is changing, and always it tells you the GIF mode. I'm in GIF mode 1. This is my timer. and so on. So just wanted to show you some stuff, guys. You know, I've been working on this. That's the reason why you haven't seen me much doing lives and stuff like that. But what's coming maybe next year, it's going to be pretty interesting, to say the least. And there are more stuff in the work, guys. So just want to give you a quick update, you know. So people are asking about the price range. I don't know about the price range yet. You know, we're far from there. It's all going to be determined by when we finalize the components and all that stuff. But just wanted to show you guys that we've been working on continuing to push forward, bring solutions to you guys. And for those that haven't seen this part because you just joined, the machine is going to come with several motor capsules. You just go like that, deploy the capsule that contains motor and stroke, and you can sanitize your machine in the event of an accident. And there's not more excuses right now not to do it. When this happens, you know, right now, just be careful until this machine comes out. But you can autoclave this thing. You can autoclave, you know, the grip, and you cannot autoclave the battery. See, prototype I just broke. Again, that's what happened when you work with the 3D printed pieces. But anyway, so wanted to show you that, guys, and it's gonna be super simple to swap it, pop it in, and you're in, and that's your machine with a 5mm, 4mm, 3mm. Allows you to service the machine yourself, clean it, maintain it, swap it, convert it into whatever stroke you want at any time. And yes, it's not gonna be adjustable. That's kind of like not the way I want to roll with this thing, because if something happened to that machine, you're out of the machine. Whereas here, you're going to have a backup motor with stroke. If something happens to the machine, you're always going to be up and running. Specifically, if you have 2 batteries, something happened to the battery, you're always going to be up and running. So wanted to make sure that I designed a product that will allow you to continue to tattoo even when things go wrong. Because unfortunately, things go wrong always, you know, at some point. So guys, thank you for watching this quick video. Oh, let me see. Someone has a question. I'm a collector of FK tattoo machine. I have a lot of them, and I found out that the Flux master runs different on all the machines I have. So it's the same machine, same stroke, but works different. All the machines are going to run different because even the weight of the machine, the ergonomics, and the weight of the grip, everything is going to have ultimately a performance factor, you know. And even light grips versus heavy grips, like the EXO grips. A lot of people love the EXO because it's heavy and just give them the sense of more penetration. Also, there is slight variations between motors. You know, that's something that one of the reasons why we want to design our own motor, and why you know, we did it with the FK1. And honestly, that motor, it's kind of like surpassing all the tests on the German motor. Nothing wrong with them because they're still a good motor, but you know, they're made out, the housing is made out of plastic, and I just wanted to make a motor that it's going to be resilient. So learn a lot from prior machines. And cuando sale la máquina todavía no se sabe, tal vez el año que viene. I don't know if the machine is going to get out, guys. I work on a lot of things that never makes it to the market, but you know, if you have some feedback, let us know. And I'm gonna go eat right now. But thank you for supporting us, guys, and we're continuing to evolve. Okay, see you soon.